John chapter 6, verse 22. The next day, the crowd that had stayed on the other side of the sea saw that there had been only one boat. They also saw that Jesus had not boarded the boat with his disciples, but that his disciples had gone off alone. This is now a transition in our narrative. It's really connecting a few things. It's connecting the feeding of the 5,000, this massive miracle of Jesus providing bread for so many, to they didn't see Jesus, they didn't know what's going on. They have no idea. They're expecting to find him. They have no idea that in the middle of the night he just walked across the sea, got in the boat, and they all went across the sea. So it's kind of pointing us to that, but then it's also getting us ready for what is a fairly lengthy and detailed discourse between the people who are looking for a sign. They're wanting miracles, and it's like they just forgot that he had just done this miraculous sign of feeding 5,000, and then you have the masses on one day, and then by the time we get to the end of this discussion, towards the end of chapter 6, most of these people are going to walk away from Jesus. They're going to say, it's too hard, we don't know how to feast on you. It's this picture of who Jesus is, and sort of, the apostles say, where are we going to go? You're the only one that has the words of life. I mean, it's a big story here in chapter 6, and this verse 22 is the transition point. Jesus, they expect him to be there, they're looking for him, he's not, and they don't know how that happened, and it is interesting. Had they not read this or heard the story, they wouldn't have any idea. This all happened and played out in the middle of the night, and the only ones that really knew were the disciples. And so they're hunting for Jesus. They can't find him, and then a little bit later they're going to book across the sea, and they're going to go find him again, and they're going to be looking for another miracle. So get ready. We're going to be going through this for some time with these verses, and this is really the setup. It's the next day. There's big crowds. By the end of this day, there'll be very, very few.